Good afternoon, I'm Rob Boskamp, and you're listening to South Texas Midday. Thank you for joining me on this Wednesday, August 6th. Hilliard Law has announced the acquisition of naming rights to Corpus Christi's premier event venue, currently known as American Bank Center. The facility will officially become Hilliard Center effective September 1st. The partnership was executed on behalf of the city of Corpus Christi by Oakview Group's Global Partnerships Division. The law firm promises that fans can expect continued enhancements to the guest experience, from upgraded amenities to top-tier entertainment and community-driven events. The Texas Windstorm Insurance Association Board of Directors voted to file a 0% rate change in the association's required annual filing with the Texas Department of Insurance. The filing will be made by the August 15th deadline. The vote followed the board receiving a recommendation for no change in rates. The board also heard public comments from stakeholders, including elected officials and other coastal community members. TWIA's 2025 rate adequacy analysis indicates that the association's current rates are inadequate by 3% for residential coverage and 5% for commercial coverage. The city of Victoria has announced it will return to using chloramines in the water disinfection process beginning August 12th. For the past month, the city has been using only chlorine for disinfection, according to a statement released by the city. The annual chlorine burn typically occurs once a year to help maintain water quality, but because of the recent boil water notice was conducted a month ahead of schedule. The city said residents likely will not notice a difference in the water, although some changes in taste and smell are possible. Dialysis patients and aquarium owners may need to change their pre-treatment processes because of the change. In state news, President Trump says the FBI may have to get involved to end a walkout by Texas Democrats over new congressional maps. Yesterday's remarks came as Trump responded to a call from U.S. Senator John Cornyn to use the might of the federal agency to help locate and arrest the absent lawmakers. Lauren McGee with the Texas Newsroom has more.
On Tuesday, Cornyn sent a letter to FBI Director Kash Patel asking for help, arguing it's urgent with only a few weeks left in the special session to debate and pass new maps that'll hand 5 new seats to Republicans.
Well, they may have to.
Trump indicated he was open to the FBI idea.
No, I know they want him back. Not only the Attorney General, the governor wants him back. If you look, I mean, the governor of Texas is demanding they come back. So a lot of people are demanding they come back. You can't just sit it out. You have to go back. You have to fight it out. That's what elections are all about.
Tuesday is the second day the Texas House has been unable to debate the maps because of the Democrats' walkout. If the special ends without a quorum, the governor can call another special session until they return. I'm Lauren McGee in Austin.
The Texas Department of Transportation will host 2 public hearings later this month to gather public input on a proposal to upgrade a portion of U.S. Highway 77 to interstate standards near Woodsboro and construct a new U.S. 77 roadway east of Refugio. First hearing is scheduled for August 20th from 4:30 to 6:30 p.m. at the Refugio County Expo Center at 245 Fairgrounds Road. A second hearing will follow on August 21st at the same time at the Woodsboro School Cafeteria at 408 Caston Avenue. A virtual public hearing will also be available beginning August 20th at 4:30 p.m. on the TxDOT website. To access the hearing, visit TxDOT.gov and search for U.S. 77 Woodsboro Refugio hearing. Nueces County is expanding IB McGee Beach Park in Port Aransas. The beach park reopened last year after being damaged by Hurricane Harvey. The $7.5 million expansion project is funded by a federal grant with specific deadlines and will add approximately 25 RV sites and tent camping areas. The expansion is expected to be completed in 2027. The Victoria City Council is looking for 3 residents to serve on the Parks and Recreation Commission. Residents will serve 3-year terms and provide recommendations to the City Council on parks and recreation facilities and programs. The commission meets at 5 p.m. on the second Monday of every month in council chambers at 107 West Wanland Street. Residents can submit an application for appointment form online at victoriatx.gov or pick one up at the city secretary's office. The city of Alamo celebrated the completion of a water and sewer project in a neighborhood that city leaders say has been historically underserved. A ceremony was held yesterday at Morningside South, gathering city leaders and partners who contributed to the improvement project. The federally funded project addressed infrastructure needs and modern sewer systems by installing new water lines and fire hydrants. More than 100 people died and 400 business and residential structures were destroyed when the Guadalupe River flooded its banks a month ago in central Texas. $120 million has poured into multiple Texas relief funds from people all over the country. But the Texas Newsroom's Paul Flav reports that the full need is still unknown, many still await help, and the legislature has shut down after redistricting fights prompted Democrats to flee the state.
120,000 people have given more than $100 million to the Community Foundation of the Texas Hill Country in a month. Foundation CEO Austin Dixon says the outpouring of support has been overwhelming.
I've seen our name and QR code screenshotted from a hospital in Richmond, Virginia. I've seen our QR code and logo on the app for Jersey Mike's. I've seen our QR code and logo all over the United States.
Another $20 million was donated to flood victims through the crowdfunding platform GoFundMe. $3 million in donations went to the One Star Foundation, with funds in Bexar, Williamson, and Travis counties taking in more than $2 million. At least 400 homes and businesses were destroyed throughout the region, and thousands more were affected by the floods, according to the Texas Department of Emergency Management. But the true need is still uncharted in Kerr County, which endured the highest number of deaths.
I know it's in the tens of millions, if not hundreds of millions of dollars. We just know the road is long and the needs are great.
So far, only the Community Foundation of the Texas Hill Country has released funds. It gave more than $3 million to Lift Fund, a nonprofit that works with small businesses to distribute individual $10,000 grants. One grant went to the Riverside Nature Center. 3 of their buildings flooded and their perimeter fence was destroyed. Nature Center Executive Director Becky Etzler.
That was just a true blessing. It was just kind of a collective sigh of relief.
For now, the legislature won't be sending additional assistance. When Governor Greg Abbott pushed redistricting to the front of the special session agenda, Democratic House members fled the state and put the discussion to pay for early warning flood systems on hold. I'm Paul Flav in San Antonio.
With the new school year approaching, Brownsville ISD has reported earlier this week that the U.S. Department of Education had restored funds that were withheld for teacher training. BISD had scaled back those programs when the Trump administration mid-last month unexpectedly froze nearly $7 billion in funding previously approved by Congress. $660 million was withheld from school districts across Texas, including $51.3 million from districts in the 34th Congressional District. BISD's share of the funds amounted to $8.3 million. Late Monday, BISD announced that the Texas Education Agency had issued a notice of grant award restoring federal funds. With funding restored, all campuses will resume regular extended day programming. Meanwhile, more than 5,000 teachers and staff from Corpus Christi ISD packed the currently named American Bank Center for the district's annual back-to-school convocation. This year's theme, Unleash Your Potential, aimed to inspire educators as they prepare to welcome students back. Classes for CCISD's 33,000 students begins this Monday. In the Rio Grande Valley, PSJA ISD trustees approved a plan to renovate and add additions to their Oso Dome. Renovations are expected to start later this month. The school board awarded the renovation contract to RG Enterprises LLC for approximately $5.2 million. The Oso Dome was built in 1960 and had a seating capacity of about 1,200, but the Oso Dome has not been used since the early 2010s. PSJA ISD has 2 dome structures on the Dr. Daniel P. King College and University Center, which was home to PSJA High School before it moved across the street. One Oso Dome is a fine arts auditorium. The other Oso Dome is for athletics. The athletics Oso Dome is possibly up for a renovation, with the school board approving to hold a $60 million bond election later this year. School districts across the state could have higher discipline rates in the upcoming school year due to a change in state law. Texas Public Radio's Camille Phillips reports some schools can no longer opt out of mandatory state consequences for vaping.
Last year, SAISD used its status as a district of innovation to decide on a case-by-case basis whether or not students found with vapes, THC, or alcohol needed to be sent to alternative school as punishment. Assistant Superintendent Beth Jones says the district wanted to keep kids in their regular classrooms as much as possible.
When we send students, it does create an interruption in instruction, and it can contribute to gaps in learning.
But districts are now barred from opting out of any part of the state's school discipline policy that means SAISD has to send students to alternative school if they are caught with THC vapes. I'm Camille Phillips in San Antonio.
In an increasingly automated world, the U.S. Department of Labor reports that welding, cutting, and soldering is predicted to have a 23% increase in job openings in Texas between 2020 and 2030. Governor Abbott announced the city of Hallettsville is designated as a tourism-friendly Texas certified community by Travel Texas. This came after Hallettsville completed the multi-step certification process. State officials said Hallettsville's deep roots and cultural traditions offer visitors a real taste of small-town Texas. The tourism-friendly Texas Community Program is open to local governments or nonprofit organizations that serve as a lead entity for tourism promotion and development efforts. And in sports, the Corpus Christi Hooks' Nick Swanson held Tulsa to one run over a season-high 5.1 innings. Lucas Spence went 2 for 3 with a 3-run homer in his Double-A debut last night, as the Hooks knocked off the Drillers 7-5 at Whataburger Field. Corpus Christi has won 3 of the last 4 games. They are currently 4th in the second half of the Texas League South Division. They continue their home stretch against the Drillers tonight for Whataburger Family Night. First pitch is set for 6:35 p.m. Ticket information can be found online at cchooks.com. And that is the latest news and information on South Texas Midday. I'm Rob Boskamp. Your community arts calendar and more is on the way.